is about a bunch of thugs who go into this scientist's office, destroy him, destroy his laboratory, just for a piece of paper. And the thing is that our scientist is still barely alive, and he must get revenge. Hey everybody, John Franklin Reviewer, and as you saw was that I'm starting off with an action franchise this year. I'm actually going to be starting off with two of them. This one and Beverly Hills Cop with Eddie Murphy. Now if you're curious about the rest of what I'm going to be doing, go check out my first video, my plans in 2022, and it will tell you everything else or some of what I will be doing for this year. Okay, so Darkman, what is it that I like about this movie? Well, let's get the easy stuff out of the way. Like, I think Sam Raimi directed this very well. Script was written really well. I really love the story. I love the action when we do get some action, which is some moments of that. Moments of humor that really land for me. I really like that. The practical makeup effects our hero does really, really well. You know, so I really like that. Even though most of the time he is wrapped up like a mummy, and you maybe see like a little bit of his chin messed up, and you see his eyes, and that's pretty much it. But then there's other times you do get a chance to see his whole face. Let's get some of the characters going on here. Liam Neeson here. So everybody knows who Liam Neeson is. I really do like him. I like his acting. Now the geeky human side before he becomes Darkman is okay to me, but when he becomes Darkman after he gets messed up, blown out of his laboratory, everybody thinks he's dead, and they show that. I really do like that. His performance is really good. It's a simple revenge story, but I really like the way he actually does do it. I like the way he actually really screws with the villains, how he actually takes them out and all that. Thought was really actually cool there. Then we get our villain Durant, played by Larry Drake, who I haven't seen all the things he's been in, but I do really like him in this one. I know he played the Psycho Santa Claus in Tales from the Crypt episode, season 1. He really is just one of these guys that's sadistic, and I love him for who he is. The henchmen are also sadistic, so you really are afraid of these guys. Like, you would never want to meet these guys in a dark alley, let alone even in the daytime. So I really do like that the acting is great with him, with the henchmen. And now on to the dislike. But the first thing I do want to talk about is Jolie, which is played by Frances McDormand, who is usually a great actress, and she has done a lot better since this movie. I am definitely not a fan of her in this movie. She really does bring the movie down because she really doesn't have really a whole lot to do in this movie. She doesn't have really much of a reaction whenever Peyton's building and Peyton dies. So it's like whenever she's at the cemetery with the priest and you got the grave digger, she's sad, but it's just like we don't actually feel her sadness. So I felt like that Sam Raimi could have definitely pumped that scene up a little bit more and like, hey, you know what, we need you to be a lot more sadder than you are kind of thing, and it doesn't actually happen that way. Another thing, and it doesn't happen that much here. Actually, my next two things don't happen that much. Still kind of bother me, though. The first thing is the special effects in here. The practical effects are great. The special effects do not age very well. And then another thing is, and this is part of the special effects, is with our hero Peyton, once in a while he actually gets flashbacks about what happened to him with the thugs taking him out, which I felt like, first off, is not even necessary. We already saw it at the very beginning of this movie, and then throughout they actually got to tell us that, and it's like, we're not that dumb, okay? But just the way that they shoot some of these flashback scenes, it was really odd, and it just felt like it made like no sense to be in there. And then the final dislike is actually our main villain, which is not Durant. It turns out it's actually this guy who he's boring throughout. He has moments in Act 3 when he got to take on Darkman, but overall, he was another actor that could have been pumped up more. It almost felt like there were times it was just like, I'm going to be a dull villain and we're going to leave it at that. And again, that's another thing that really brings this down. So I was not a fan of that one bit. My rating for this is going to be 3 out of 4 stars. This is definitely a recommend if you have not seen this movie. Darkman, if this is a movie that you have seen, what did you think about it? Give me a comment down below. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What do you think about the sequel? If you actually have liked this video, please give me a like. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. Stay awesome.